This Sunday, August 6th, one of the top players in the country is set to come off the board. The number 45 ranked player in the country, running back Nathaniel Frazier out of Santa Ana, California, will make his announcement live on the On3 YouTube channel. The 5'10", 200-pound back from Mater Dei High School in California narrowed his list down to a top 4. Let's bring on Director of Recruiting for On3, Chad Simmons. Chad, Nate Frazier has a top 4 that includes Oregon, Georgia, Alabama, and Texas A&M. And heading into this decision, I don't know if I really consider Texas A&M a real contender since he didn't take a visit there during the summer, the final weekend. I think it's down to Oregon, Georgia, and Bama. What's the intel that you're hearing as we get closer and closer to this commitment date?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that, Josh. At one time he was looking to get back to College Station that last weekend for the pool party at Texas A&M. Didn't make that. They started practice there in pads at Mater Dei. Kept a lot of guys back home that last weekend. So I do like where you're going with that as far as Alabama, Georgia, Oregon being the main 3 contenders. And kind of depending on who I talk to, which source, is Alabama, Georgia, or Oregon, Georgia. The one consistent there is Georgia. I think based on my intel, I hear more about Oregon and Georgia being those final 2 and the biggest competition late in this race for Frazier. But Alabama did get the official visit, late in June. They've been very much in play for months with Frazier. So I do think all 3 schools are finalists. But on my end, it seems to be more Georgia versus Oregon.
Chad, is this recruitment trending away from Oregon in a very similar fashion as did Justin Williams, who just committed to Georgia a few weeks ago? Now, he was Oregon lean for much of his recruitment, but then all of a sudden the Dogs came in and it was a wrap. Do you have a similar feel on this recruitment?
I think Georgia got involved a little bit more earlier with Frazier than they did Justin Williams. I think it goes back to, I want to say January, February-ish. Things kind of ramped up a little bit with Georgia and Nate Frazier, but Oregon's definitely been in this longer. I don't think Frazier was to the level of interest that Williams was in Oregon, where we thought Williams at one time last fall was on the verge of committing to Dan Lanning in that program. I don't think Frazier's been to that extent, but I do think Oregon's been in this longer. They've had him on campus more times. But I do think since that visit Frazier took to Athens early mid-June, multiple days at Georgia, the buzz after that trip, when he got back home in California, has been around the Bulldogs being the team to beat. I've heard nothing different to change kind of my narrative I've kind of laid out there since that visit. So I do think Georgia's trending. I just don't think maybe they came in as late as they did with Justin Williams and kind of pulled him away at the last minute compared to this Frazier recruitment overall. A little bit longer, I would say.
Yeah, what has Alabama done throughout the summer to become a major player to land Frazier?
Look, as the recruits say, Alabama's just Alabama. I think one thing they've laid out there is their plan for him if he chooses them, and that's to be like a Jahmyr Gibbs, on special teams, flex him out in the slot, throw the ball, run the ball, be a multi-purpose running back, to be featured really in all different ways, from a receiver to a rusher to a special teams weapon. So I think that's been very appealing, and obviously Bama's been very productive over the years. And I think that's the number one thing for him and most guys is NFL production. Who can get me to the league? So that about Alabama has definitely played a role in them being a finalist.
Yeah, you mentioned some important factors, but what do you think the deciding factor or factors will be for Frazier when he does pick a school?
I think one thing for him, he calls himself a people's person. I think he wants to be around people that he feels good around, people that he relates to, people he can have fun with, people that he can call family. I think that's a very important factor that a lot of times we don't talk about. It's about maybe winning championships, maybe depth charts, obviously, like I said, NFL production. I think that's probably a close number 2. But I think the community feel, the family feel, where he feels he fits in best as a student athlete will play a big role in Frazier's decision.
All right, Chad. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on the On3 YouTube channel. You guys go ahead right now, hit that subscribe button. Chad, which way you leaning?
Nothing again has changed from where I've been for really probably a couple of months now. Since that visit to Georgia, it's been Georgia trending on my side, just kind of digging behind the scenes to different people close in that inner circle of Nate Frazier. I'm not sure if he's told any school just 100% yes, if he's coming or not. As we close in on the decision date. But for me, I've pointed Georgia as the team to beat since early June, and I'll leave it that way for now as we close in on that August 6th commitment date.
All right, Chad, thank you for setting the table. Will it be Georgia? Will it be Alabama or Oregon on Sunday when four-star running back Nathaniel Frazier announces his decision right here on the On3 YouTube page? Chad Simmons, thanks for stopping by.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. And remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.